From our Abuja studios in Nigeria, thanks for logging on. This is Newsbeats on Internet Television International. My name is Christine Opara. First, the headlines. INEC to release timetable before September 11th. Akimbola may regain freedom today. Details of this and more coming up shortly. The Independent National Electoral Commission will make public the long-awaited 2011 general elections timetable before September 11th. It is said that the Commission had to ensure that there were no alterations in the content of the timetable, and the delay in the release of the election guidelines was due to the late signing of the Electoral Act after its passage by the National Assembly. Meanwhile, the INEC Director of Legal Services, Ibrahim Bauer, said on Tuesday in Abuja that political parties would not be registered 6 months to elections as contained in the 2010 Electoral Act. Bauer, who made the disclosure in an interview, however, said that some applications were still being processed. He said the Commission had registered a total of 62 political parties, stressing that all applications that came after the dissolution of the former INEC board would not be considered. Former Chief Executive Officer of Intercontinental Bank PLC, Mr. Erastus Akimbola, may regain temporary freedom today. Akimbola's lead lawyer, Chief Felix Fagbonhugbe, had urged the court to admit his clients to bail on the grounds that the offences against him were bailable. A federal high court in Lagos had on Monday granted bail to the former bank chief, who is being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on an alleged 22-count charge of theft, market manipulation, insider trading, abuse of office, and economic crime of about 346.1 billion naira and 10.9 million euros. Justice Muhammad Idris had granted Akimbola bail in the sum of 500 million naira with 3 sureties, who must be Nigerians and able to show evidence of tax payments in the last 8 years. According to the judge, the sureties must also have landed property within the jurisdiction of the court and should deposit the original title documents of their landed properties and the original tax clearance certificates with the registrar of the court. As at 8 p.m. on Tuesday, Akimbola had met most of the conditions attached to his bail, as his sureties had provided the required documents. They were, however, yet to be verified by the relevant authorities. Elderly women from Biasa local government area of Cross River State have relocated to Calabar, the state capital, protesting that last Saturday's council elections conducted in the state did not hold at Ire, their community. Hence, no result can be declared for the council wards there. Led by an octogenarian, the women, some of whom were half nude, said the landslide victory ascribed to the People's Democratic Party candidates was a fluke. As no voting took place at Ire, some of the women flaunted their breasts in anger, claiming some soldiers and mobile policemen were used by card-carrying members of the PDP to hijack election materials. The protest took the women to the headquarters of the Cross River State Independent Electoral Commission, who arrived just when the chairman of the commission, Patrick Otu, was announcing the second set of results from the commission's secretariat. The women were accompanied by Frank Onwali, the APGA chairman candidate for the area. With anger on their faces, the elderly women, numbering over 50, chanted war songs denouncing the council polls and called for fresh elections, especially in Biasi. Academic and economic activities yesterday stood still for several hours at the University of Benin and the entire Ugbo area of Benin City, as students of the university, predominantly those from the College of Medicine, protested the non-endorsement of the faculty and that of dentistry by the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. The students, who numbered several thousand, said some of their colleagues who are to graduate in a few weeks' time would not get their license to practice as medical doctors and dentists, despite the more than 7 years they had spent in the school. Vehicle and human traffic along Ugbo Lagos Road were blocked by the protesters, even though the protest was peaceful. It, however, made travelers go through a hectic time finding their way out of the city. Public Relations Officer of the University, Osaze Osarere, said the students protested out of ignorance as the school had already put machineries in place to meet the demands of the MDCN. Meanwhile, the state chapter of the Nigerian Medical Association yesterday, in a statement signed by its chairman, Philip Ugbodaga, Secretary Emmanuel Ugodaro, and Public Relations Officer Kennedy Alonha, urged the council of the university and that of Igbinejan University, which was also affected, to quickly meet the demands of the MDCN so as not to create a vacuum in the profession. And that's our take on News Beats. To have a productive new month ahead. And thanks for logging in.